Joining us now here on the Hill, the Democratic congressman from the state of California, Mike Levin, who recently went to the southern border to assess the impact of the president's 2024 executive actions. Congressman, thanks for being with us here on the Hill. I appreciate it. I believe first time on the show, so nice to have you in. Donald Trump says it's a disgrace. I looked it up. 1,187 days since she's been to the southern border. What would you say to those who might say, you know what, yeah, it's a disgrace. She's the sitting vice president and hasn't been there.
Well, I'm encouraged that she's going, and I can tell you that I have been to the southern border many times in my 5.5 years as a member of Congress, most recently last Monday, and there is a significant improvement. I wanted to go back at the 1 month mark and then at the 3 month mark after the president's executive action. And I had been to the very same spot before the executive action, and I can tell you things are much better. You know, we had people coming in by the hundreds during my visit back in May at that very same part in East County, San Diego. Those crossings were down by about 20% a month later, and now are down 54%. And importantly, that's given the Border Patrol the opportunity to actually stick to their core mission, which is to stop human trafficking, drug trafficking, and potentially terrorism. And, you know, the results are pretty clear. Just in my district the other day, 105 pounds of fentanyl were seized by Border Patrol. And that's what we need them to do. We need to get them the resources they need to do the job.
I know you say that you are encouraged, was the word I believe I just heard from you, that the vice president is going down there. Whether you're in politics, in any other business, or any other walk of life, you know the expression, actions speak louder than words. So she's going to go down there to the border and sort of tout whatever she wants to tout. But with her actions, Congressman, of not being there in 1,187 days, are voters just going to see through this for what it is, which is down the home stretch of a presidential race?
Well, all I can tell you is I hope that she goes in 2025 as President of the United States, 2026, 2027. I'd love to invite her to come to the San Diego region anytime and meet with the hardworking Border Patrol who are doing a great job.
What would you tell her that she needs to do? What would you tell her that she needs to do, Congressman? Because I know she talks about the bipartisan border bill, but that is just one component of a much bigger issue, and that's all we've heard from her. So if it's that,
I tell her
what else would you say? You know what, Madam Vice President, we also need to do this.
I tell her a couple things. Number one, we have to get the bipartisan border bill across the finish line to continue on the progress that was made with the president's executive action on asylum. And we have to have a discussion that isn't just pointing fingers and placing blame, but actually trying to work together. There's actually quite a bit we agree on as Democrats and Republicans when it comes to the border. But what I've seen in my time here is that far too many people on both sides of the aisle want to play politics with this and try to use it for electoral advantage. And, you know, Trump killing the bipartisan border deal, I could say, was certainly playing politics as well. But when you had folks like James Lankford, who were deeply involved in the drafting of that, look, I think that hindsight's always 20/20. I take exception with the fact that after the revocation of Title 42, there wasn't a better plan in place. I was critical at the time. So I think both sides can play politics, or both sides can roll up their sleeves and get to work. And I think it's too important an issue. It's a nonpartisan issue. This is national security that we're talking about.
Congressman Levin, I believe you got to run back to the floor. We thank you for stopping by with us here on the Hill. Hope to talk to you again soon. Appreciate it. Congressman Levin, Democrat out of California.
Good to be with you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for watching. And make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.